Hi everyone, and welcome to our live presentation, HR from Anywhere, reviewing employee performance. So I just want to take a second to introduce ourselves. So my name is Harriet, and I'm the marketing manager at APPRAISAL HR, responsible for content creation, promotional materials, and many of our communications. I'm also here today with our APPRAISAL HR and business operations expert, Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Charlotte, and I look after the business operations and the sales at APPRAISAL HR.
Good stuff. So we're really excited to welcome you to our presentation today, which is all about reviewing employee performance from wherever your staff are working. So thank you for joining us. If I could just further the introductions a little bit, I wanted to briefly mention who we are here at APPRAISAL HR and what we do. So we're an HR software company providing a range of cloud-based solutions to support people management for SMEs. We've currently got over 800 happy customers in over 50 countries and just over a decade of experience in helping businesses excel at HR admin, processes, and more from wherever your staff are working. So to kick us off, I wanted to go through just some simple points as to why employee performance reviews can benefit not only your employees, but also your managers as well. Now, employee reviews are something that staff and management teams often dread. They can cause quite a lot of anxiety for both parties and be seen as somewhat negative, with employees almost having to relive, if you like, any mistakes and learnings, which can mean that the overall review makes everyone feel somewhat deflated. One item that can help with this is having quite regular reviews, especially during times where there might be a lot of change happening. So that might be quarterly or monthly. So with that in mind, I wanted to go through how to make sure that employees and managers both benefit from performance reviews and essentially take some of the anxiety out of this process. So to start with the first manager-employee benefit, so you can use reviews as a bit of a check-in, especially if they're regular reviews. And this can help build relationships with a new employee or keep the current relationship strong. And it also gives you an opportunity to check on their well-being, which is especially important at the moment. Then for the employee, that conversation can provide them with an opportunity for them to discuss any concerns or struggles they're having with remote working. And then for the employee, this can also put them more at ease, and it creates more of an open dialogue and can bring a bit more of a sense of normality back into your day-to-day relationship with them. So it can also help your managers keep their direct reports engaged. So by keeping them focused on the important work that needs to be done to ensure targets and objectives are still reached. For the employee as well, this can give them a bit of a renewed boost for the work they're doing, especially those employees who prefer some structure in their work or in the sort of employee-manager relationship. And then linked to this is being able to use reviews to actually review any of your current employee goals. So if you're using OKRs or objectives and key results, you might want to adjust the objectives themselves or just some of the key results depending on current progress and any of the company goals or targets which might have changed. So this can also help with transparency, meaning that your staff members can see what's going on, which is another boost for employee engagement. Reviews are also a great opportunity to ensure that the work that has been done well is still being recognised, and appreciation is shown by your managers when employees go the extra mile to ensure their work is top-notch. Using positive language in reviews is really important, as you want the employee to feel valued. This can also help with longer-term retention for both the employee and the manager, as we all want to stay in a job where we feel appreciated and where we have good working relationships. And then finally, doing performance reviews when working remotely or even when you're back in the office does give a good opportunity for your teams to take advantage of some of the online tools out there just to measure and keep track of all different kinds of reviews and any feedback from other staff members. So this is great for keeping your performance reviews organised and all in one place, just to give you the opportunity to refer back to anything you might need. With regards to the wider organisation also, having templated online performance processes for all managers can really help optimise the process throughout the company and each team. So moving on to go through that last point in some more detail, having an online cloud-based and secure performance management system to work alongside your other HR processes can really enhance your people management. And I'm just going to go through a few features that you need to really optimise your online performance reviews. So employee self-assessment with manager appraisal is the first one. So this is the ability for the manager to ask for feedback from the employee via questions around things like strengths and weaknesses, for example, with the employee being able to then respond, and the manager could also then provide further comments. So this helps the review to become much more of a conversation with input from both sides. 360 feedback is next. So essentially, this comprises of asking your employees, colleagues, or even external customers or any suppliers that they work with for review feedback on your member of staff. And that allows you to see the full picture of how your employee is working. Being able to use templates for consistency within the organisation is another key feature of online performance reviews or any other kind of probationary review or disciplinary review, but they should also be customizable, and that's just so they can be utilised in your business and for any review type. So shout outs are a great one. This allows you really to use your online tool to show appreciation for work your team has done with a public shout out. But it's also really good if you can remind your employee of these during their regular review too, just to bring a bit more positive feedback to the process. So using company objectives and key results to track progress and ensure that your staff members are aligned with your company goals is another feature you may wish to have in your process, as essentially reviews against goals allows you to see where changes need to be made to certain objectives, and that could be personal, team, or company objectives. So in-app end-to-end reviews is the final requirement. So this essentially means that all of your performance reviews are located in one place, but also that each part of the performance review process is enclosed in that area. So all the points mentioned above, such as the employees' comments, 360 feedback, shout-outs and reviews against goals are collated in one area, so you can refer back to anything you need at your convenience. So I'm going to hand over to Charlotte now, who's going to show you how these features work in Apogee HR.
Thank you, Harriet. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. So you should be able to see that now. So I'm just logged in as Emma, who is a user with all roles. And today we're going to talk through the process from the manager perspective. So I've already navigated to our performance section. And now I'm going to view Adam, who already has a series of reviews. So I'll just search for Adam. So you can see straight away some examples of the types of reviews that you might like to set templates for. So we've got in this example annual, quarterly, project, and many more that you could choose to create your own. On this page, it's very clear to see at a glance the progress of these reviews. So was 360 feedback given? Did the employee provide self-assessment comments? And generally, what's the current status of this review? So let's open up the annual review, which is completed, and take a look at the elements that build up that review. I'll then move on to start a brand new one to show you. So the review itself is split into two sections. You have the review doc that you can see here, which can be shared with the employee once completed. And you also have the 360 feedback section, which remains confidential and is never exposed to the employee. So just moving back to the review doc, the annual review template has been set up to display the following sections. So at the top, you have a header, and here it shows your company logo and any key details about this particular review, such as the title of the review and the review period. The next element of the review doc is information that you've chosen to pull through from the employee profile. So in this particular template, we've chosen to pull information such as the salary and the start date, bonus plan, bits that are going to help us do this annual review for Adam. Different fields may be required for each template that you choose to set up, and you can configure this to suit your exact requirements. The review will also bring in a high-level overview of leave and sickness taken during this particular period. It's especially useful for you if an employee has had time off during shorter review periods, or maybe they had some long-term sickness. You can then take this into account when you are actually reviewing their performance. Shout-outs given to the employee can also be brought into the review doc, and this is going to give you a greater insight into how the target employee is performing alongside their colleagues. You can also see a goal report here. So goal reports can feature in the review too, and these show progress against the defined goals that have been set for that employee during this specified period. So we have previously recorded a full goals webinar, and Harriet is going to share a link to this later on if you are interested in finding out more information. That particular webinar focuses solely on goal setting and using OKRs, and I definitely recommend checking it out. So the key part of the review really is the manager and employee self-assessment section. So the topics here are driven by the template so that you can choose exactly what topics you want to cover in each of your templates. So in this example, we've kept things very simple. We're just asking for the strengths and weaknesses during the period and then aims for the future. You can set as many topics as you need, so there is no limit here, and you can often replicate the same process that you're currently using into Apogee HR. So the manager and the employee are both able to provide comments here on each of the topics for this particular period, and then they'll come together as part of the review when it's finished. So just moving back to the 360 feedback section again. So this is kept completely separate and will never be shared with the employee. As a manager, you can come here after the review is completed to review any feedback that was given upon your request. And all of this information across both of these sections is kept in one easy to find location under Adam's profile to look at for future reference. So once you've completed a review, you may then choose to move on to the goals section and set up new goals and targets for the next period. So I'm just going to move back to the overall review page now and show you the process of initiating a new review. So you click on your new review button. We're going to do a review for the current quarter. So we need to select a new template. So I'm just going to select the quarterly one there. We also need to give this a title. Let's call it Q2 Adam Review. And then we need to select a period as well. So I'll just select the current quarter there. You are then given a view of the performance doc. So initially, this is very similar to what we've just seen, but now you're viewing this in edit mode. So you can choose to toggle off complete sections if the template has been open to allow you to do so. And you can really start shaping this template to what you want here as well. So as we scroll down, you'll see all the shout outs that Adam has received during Q2 so far. And you can go through and decide to remove the ones that maybe you don't feel are relevant or keep those in the review. Any of the goal reports that have previously been run show here, and you can either toggle those off if you don't want to bring those in or if you have duplicates. And in the manager and employee assessment section, you can start filling in your management comments right away, or if you choose to wait until you get some of the 360 feedback in, then you can do that too. So you can request the employee comments at any point. So let's just send a request now so I can show you how that works. It's going to email Adam with the topics that we'd like him to comment on, and you can provide an additional message as well. Please fill in comments here. And you can also select a due date for that as well. So just do that as the 30th, and then you can submit that request. If you do have any supporting documents or projects that you'd like to upload to the review to further support the progress during that time, then you can do so at the bottom of the review here. So just moving up now to the 360 feedback tab. Here you can request feedback from as many people as you require. And those people can be both in the system and working for your business, or they may be someone external that you'd like to get some feedback from. So someone such as a customer that that employee is working with, or potentially a partner that they work alongside. So I'm just going to send a feedback request now to a couple of Adam's colleagues. You can put whatever message in here you want. Again, you need to set that due date on there just for guidance. And we can select a couple of employees here. That request will now be sent to them. They'll receive an email and an action in their dashboard. So I'm now going to move across into Adam's profile. So I'm just going to log out now and log back in as Adam. Okay, so you should now see that I'm logged back in as Adam now. Adam is the employee that we just assigned this quarterly review to. So I just want to show you that he'll have a brand new action here to fill in his comments. So we can either open it from here or from our alerts panel here that lets you know all of the actions that you need to take. So this action has taken us right through to his quarterly review document, and it's given us the option to fill in some comments here. And we can go through and add as much information as we want in here just to support our own review. So you can save this at any point and come back to it. And there is also the option to drag and drop your own files here. So if you feel like you want to bring something to your own performance review as an employee and you have some attachments that are relevant, you can upload as many as you require here. That will get saved down and sent back to your manager for review. So just moving back to the reviews page, I just want to show you what Adam can see in terms of his review history. So he's able to see any of the previous completed ones and the one that's in progress that he has an open action for. If I just open up the annual review that we went into when we were looking as Emma, you will see how the view differs. So Adam has access to the same annual review document, but he only has this section. He does not have the 360 feedback tab, as that is confidential between the manager and the employee who gave the feedback. So hopefully showing you these two quick user perspectives will help you see how Apogee HR could support your performance review process. Our team would be more than happy to schedule an in-depth demo with you of this area, so please do get in touch to book one. It's back over to you now, Harriet.
Great, thanks, Charlotte. So now you've seen how it works in Apogee HR, I just wanted to talk through why each section is beneficial to both your staff and your management teams. So firstly, the manager appraisal and employee self-assessment. So it's important for employees to be able to identify their own individual strengths and weaknesses, just to help form discussions for employee performance reviews. By allowing your employees to self-evaluate their own performance, you allow them to provide their opinions and allow their voice to be heard. This then makes the review much more engaging to the employee and also creates value for them by hearing how their manager views compares. And then from a managerial perspective, you get more insight into where your employees might be struggling, what they're enjoying, and also where they want their future career with the company to go. If you can get a bit more of a general feel for any successes they feel particularly proud of or any stuck points, you can work with them to encourage them into the next steps in their career, or even provide them with any training they might need or want. It's also possible that managers and employees will have different opinions on how they feel their contribution is being made. And by identifying these different perceptions, steps can be made to help contribute to a better working relationship and more understanding between the two parties. So moving on to 360 feedback. So this is all about getting a more well-rounded viewpoint of how your employee is working with other members of staff within the company, or customers or suppliers that they work with externally. So the staff members could be in other teams or in the team that they work in, but ideally will come from employees who work closely with them, as it's good to get a mix of different levels within the organisation too. So that might be a more senior or more junior individuals, and should be inclusive of staff within different departments. So this is arguably a fairer way of assessing your staff member, and therefore benefits your employee by allowing you to get feedback from how they work with other colleagues and collaborators. The positive feedback received can also provide your employee with a boost in confidence at working with other individuals, and in turn, this could also help you as a manager should you require your employee to work more independently more often. So taking this approach can also further engage other members of staff in the review process as a whole, which can be a key indicator within your HR strategy, as it makes it clear that your organisation is interested in the views of their staff and wants to hear from everyone. So this also helps extinguish any bias and provides managers with, as per the name, a 360-degree view of how that individual works. So as Charlotte already mentioned, if there is any negative feedback provided by anyone, you don't need to share this with your staff member. But similarly to positive feedback, it could help you see where your employee may need to improve, and therefore allow you to diplomatically provide some advice. So as we've already mentioned, shout-outs in business are where someone publicly thanks a member of staff for doing something well. It's usually related to work they've done well, such as reaching their sales targets, but it could also be something like a thank you for organising a team lunch. Shout-outs are a great way to show employees you appreciate them, especially as they're visible to other employees too. Employee appreciation is really key to ensuring your employees feel valued in your business. By letting them know they're appreciated, research has shown that they're more likely to stay employed with you for the long term and even perform their job even better. Appreciation is the key to truly engaged employees, meaning you can get a higher level of performance out of them, all contributing to a happy workforce and an increase in business performance. So by using these shout-outs in your performance reviews, it also provides your employees with another chance to feel appreciated. So within the report that Charlotte showed you earlier, it nicely adds some more positive feedback, which can really help end the review on a high note. So I wanted to just touch on reviewing performance against objectives also. So if you use objectives and key results, it can be really beneficial to use your employee performance reviews to measure how employees are performing against their objectives, which if you use OKRs should also be in line with your company goals. So this can help you to see where areas of focus are needed to reach objectives. And you can also see what new goals you need to set based on the outcomes of the previous goals. And this can be very useful in terms of future planning for the company as a whole, but also allows your employees to see where they fit into the bigger picture, allowing them to feel engaged and valuable to the organisation. There is a lot more we could talk about in relation to OKRs, but in the interest of time, as Charlotte mentioned, we do actually have a separate webinar on keeping your goals on track, which you can check out if you're keen to hear more about goals, OKRs, and aligning your employees to them. The link to the webinar is up here on the screen, and what I'll also do is just send it over to those of you who've provided your email address, just so you can watch it on demand. There are a number of different types of employee reviews that can take place in a business. So employee performance reviews are the main type, which can take place at several different points in the year. Some companies use continuous feedback via weekly one-to-ones in combination with more formal reviews at several points in the year, just to review overall employee performance. So other types of reviews which can be recorded in an HR management system include things like disciplinary, end of probation or extended probation reviews, maybe return to work reviews or project reviews for companies who use project teams. Each of these will have their own requirements for different businesses, which is where fully customizable employee review templates can help. So a key positive of having employee performance review templates is allowing for a consistent process for performance reviews throughout your company, which ensures each team is following the same guidelines for each different type of review. So this could be seen as particularly important if the review is disciplinary, just to ensure that it's always fair to each employee. It's also more likely that if managers have a template to follow, that the review will actually be much more productive, with the prep work to be done before the review in an easy to follow format, as well as negating the need for team managers to pick the type of review if they're conducting a performance review, for example. So being able to utilise the same software solution for each kind of review also allows you to keep all of this in one place. And that makes it easier for you to find older reviews should you wish to refer back, or simply just ensure that you have an audit trail should you require this for any reason. So I'm going to hand back over to Charlotte now just to talk you through a bit more about our solutions.
Sure, thank you, Harriet. So as you've seen, we do offer full employee performance management as part of our Apogee HR success package. But I did just want to let you know a little bit more of what we offer across our full portfolio of solutions. So Apogee Leave provides you with simple online absence management with employee self-service and manager approval. And this allows you to track and report on who's off sick, working from home, or any other kind of absence too. We do have two versions of Apogee HR. Our Essentials package provides you with core HR functionality, whilst Apogee HR Success is a much more comprehensive package for advanced HR management. And this includes the employee performance reviews, onboarding, and much more. So finally, if you are looking just for company goals management using the OKR methodology, we can provide you with Apogee Goals as a standalone solution as well. And just to mention that Apogee Leave is available across both of our HR packages. And if you do get Success, then you get absolutely everything. So that does include goals as well. So we do believe our HR software can fully support your requirements to manage your performance reviews and HR admin, as well as providing you much more value to your business. Our solutions are often described as very easy to use, which is great. And we do get customers specifying that they're able to start using it straight away with very little training. Our HR software options have all the must-have features to run your performance reviews and HR processes from anywhere. So whether you're at home or in the office, you can use the software. We're very proud to say that our customer service satisfaction scores and retention rates are also very high, with our customers thrilled with the service that they receive. We take security very seriously too. Our app is built securely on the Google Cloud platform. And we're also very highly rated on the G Suite marketplace for both Apogee Leave and Apogee HR. So finally, we do constantly make updates to our software to help you manage HR remotely or in the office, and especially in line with current events. And we also take into account all customer feature suggestions too. So any of the updates that we make are automatically applied to your chosen product or package, and we regularly communicate these updates to our customers so you're always in the loop. So I'm just going to hand back over to Harriet now, who is going to finish up the session today.
Perfect. Thanks, Charlotte. So that's it for our webinar today. Thank you again for joining us. If you are keen to find out a bit more information about us or try any of our HR solutions for yourself, you can head to www.appertyhr.com/trial and select your preferred solution. Your trial will be available to you for free for 14 days, and you don't need a credit card to try us out. For those of you who would prefer to go through a more personalised demonstration just to see how we can suit your specific requirements, you can head to our website and just follow the button on our homepage to request a demo. If you're not quite ready to try us yet, but would like to stay in touch, do follow us on our social media channels. We're very active on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, where we promote videos, blogs, and infographics on a regular basis. Finally, I just wanted to mention that our HR from Home and HR from Anywhere live broadcasts are available on a playlist on YouTube, so please do check that out. We're also going to be running some more of these, as there's just so much to talk about when it comes to running your people management from anywhere, so do stay tuned for those invites. And thank you again for attending today. So we'll now leave our broadcast open for the next 5 minutes, just in case you have any questions, as we do have a member of our team on hand to respond live. If you prefer to contact us via email or phone instead, our details are now on the screen. Thanks again.